Welcome to your astrological progress report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you enjoy this report. Thank you very much for your patience. As you can see, I have your natal chart in the regular black circle of the chart, and we have your progress chart in green over your natal chart. In this vein, this actually allows us to see how your current progressions have evolved your energy since your birth. Also, as such, you want to be very mindful of a bit about how the current transits that are happening right now will fluctuate the natural development of your progression and your lessons. For example, as a high priestess that is going through a solar queen initiation, which the whole purpose of Cancer progressions is to take your sincerity in Cancer and gain boldness of expression creatively through your heart. So you're mastering your emotions and you're setting to matching your heart. This happening, coinciding, this Capricorn and Aquarius transit is now bringing outside influences that will seek to not only test, but openly oppose you during this. So it's the difference between just having a natural evolution into the heart versus having a natural evolution of the heart during the fucking apocalypse. And like having zombies fight you because you're fresh life and they've been abducted by the hive mind. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's no reasoning with these people. They're all lost. So yeah, have fun with that. As a Gemini that's progressed into Cancer, oh my gosh, this Cancer progression has been literal hell. Has it been really hell? No, actually, it's been the most empowering experience of my life. But Jesus Christ, I don't know how you Cancers do it. Actually, ironically, I'm progressing into 19 degrees where your sun is, where you started. I am progressing spiritually where you were born. Let that sink in. I am progressing spiritually where you were born. I'm 18 degrees right now. And so at 30 years of age, I have finally made it spiritually to where you were born. So this is why we need to honor the progressions, because this definitely marks the evolution of spirit in a measurable way that makes your progress chart even more accurate than your natal chart, because your progress chart is who you are now. And I used to be skeptical of this chart. I was like, this is junk astrology. Like, how the hell does your sun moving a day every year make that even accurate? But really just highlighted the genius of the proportional nature between seconds, hours, and years. And so, to this day, it's still fascinating how insanely accurate this is. And I'm personally getting ready for my progress moon to leave out of Aquarius into Pisces in order to really map out currently real time what's happening now. You need to look at your progress moon. Yours is actually in Sagittarius. And the reason why this is important is because this maps out the lunar cycle. In order to follow the lesson of your progress chart, you must know the lunar cycle. For example, I'm a Gemini sun. I progressed into Cancer. I recently just finished my full moon cycle. Full moon progress cycles are where you come into the most success, it's completion, and it prepares you for the next chapter. Whereas the new moon cycle is where you're getting ready to start a brand new cycle. Something that you started, I want to say, because it takes the moon 2.5 years to go through a sign, just like it takes 2.5 days to progress in real time. Okay, this will definitely speak of perhaps a good 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, since you started, this new moon cycle. As such, this is also preparing you accordingly for a full moon opposition. Once you reach that Aquarius progressed moon, looks like this is going to happen near the end. You're currently 11 degrees progressed, so 20 months from now is perhaps when you're going to progress into Capricorn. Then that's going to be another 2.5 years from there. So give or take 4 or 5 degrees, you're going to have the full moon near the end of Leo, which is going to be a completion of a completion happening in your 12th. So there's a really huge buildup because this is happening in your natal 12th house. And also, you know what I'm saying, is very, 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 very indicative of not just the release of your character to step into a redefinition of your personality, but more so, you're getting ready to also, in correlation to you being born in 86, fulfill your destiny path and also activate your karma, as Saturn will sextile your Saturn, which will promote, or rather continue, the narrative that your Saturn return began when it returned in Sagittarius, which, connected with Uranus, is all about innovating the current system, innovating technology that helps us visualize meaning, basically exposing hypocrisy in religion, which is the Chiron opposition. And your moon is in Sag now, so this is you also recapping since your Saturn returned, okay? So lots of amazing things to really go into, but I do want to illustrate the Sag moon portion of this is all about having fun. And of course, because Saturn's here, having fun with your work, like creating freedom through the karma and work ethic you're cultivating and developing. In this vein as well, you have to be mindful, okay, of the, how do I say it, oppositions and squares that will, in this narrative, constitute opposing forces, enemies, or challenges along this journey. It's good to see the progression chart as an active, unfolding journey. When the moon was in Sagittarius for me, I was going out all the time. This was before my full moon, so I still didn't come into myself as a person. This was before my Saturn return. It's not going to be like you, where you're going to have a lot more control over what it is you do for fun, which is so awesome. Actually, then when it went into Capricorn, boom, busy. I wasn't barely going out. Made the most money I ever made in my life. Broke through. It was a part of my full moon. And then I went back to school while it was in Aquarius. Literally. And now that it's coming out of Aquarius, I'm graduating. And now it's going to go into Pisces, and I'm going to focus on my business full time. Pisces for me is my 10th house of career, like in Gemini. So this is not, I'm just kind of giving you a sneak peek of the field of this. You're in the Leo. Once this goes, where you're in the Sag, once this goes in the Cap, and this starts to develop the 6th house to your progressed Leo sun, it's going to be a very busy period. It's also going to coincide with the opposition of this Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius to the Leo sun. And so this is going to denote how your behavior is influenced by testing your relationship with others, where you need to enforce boundaries and maybe stand up for a righteous behavior in the face of hive-minded individuals who really just let others tell them what is acceptable or what to do. And I need to frame it like that because Leo and Cancer is the independence of free conscious thought that led to this country being formed. Okay? So this is what you represent. And this is why anyone who really tries to play with you on that tip is going to get it. And I don't mean it in a good way. And there is a militant edge to this because Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are involved. Even Mars, which is exalted. Mars in Capricorn is literally an army general. And you have this opposite your sun. So that's a way of saying you're kind and compassionate, but you can also get the 45 Magnum. Okay? It's not even hands. Like Mars in Aries is, I'll punch you in the face. Mars in Capricorn Sag is, I'll shoot you in the face. But whereas Mars in Sag is, I got really angry, I shot you in the face. Mars in Capricorn is, I already decided that I'm going to shoot you in the face, and I know how, and I'll get away with it. But see, Mars is integrity, so it's not like getting away with it sleazy. It's like just very gangster. And Neptune's involved, so it's transcendent power. Other than that, you know what I mean? We'll get into the context of this progressed moon in Sagittarius, but we still want to uncover the significance of progressions to source. Leo is definitively the most important zodiac sign next to Aquarius because it is from this source consciousness that the creator that created the collective universe spawns from in Sagittarius and now makes the next most important axis Sagittarius and Gemini, and then leads into, of course, the creation of mortal beings with characters, making Aries and Libra subsequently the next most important. And that in and of itself is debatable because you can even say Aries is the most as it sparks everything, but a real astrologer knows Leo's where it's at, baby. And Cancer produces Leo. And this, I think, is what makes Cancer not as appreciated. I mean, Cancer is appreciated, they're special, but Cancer has this very hidden wisdom because no one truly knows what's at the bottom of the ocean. So no one really truly knows what Cancer really feels. And a lot of people think y'all are moody. So when you progress into Leo, this shifts the narrative out of subjective emotion and sincere building of character into objective clarity through expressive passion and courage. The reason why Leo represents courage is before you express the truth of Gemini or after, you evoking thoughts comes from a deep place within you that stirs emotions, Cancer. And so the courage to sustain that, right? If I was just like, I like you, or I think you're cool, or you make me feel really good, versus I think you make me feel amazing, and you make my heart beat, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's that Leo energy that sustains the courage to even express and acknowledge your feelings. So Cancer is one of the most powerful zodiac signs because it encourages and deals with sincere acknowledgement of emotions in a way where you need to have integrity, 7th house Capricorn, to even maintain to other people. This is where Leo is taking that depth of soul in Cancer, anchoring it to your heart, where the first anchor is your physical body. You focus that to your heart, and once you're heartfelt, you have the courage to speak from your heart, and this is what now makes you hot, hence it being a fire sign. You're sizzling, and you're not just Aries hot, that is courageous for a moment, but may lose fire. You sustain that initial spark in Leo, and it's now a bonfire. And this is what cultivates spiritual principles of love based on, and also what makes Leo a bit romantic, based on this zest for life. Right now I'm going through the Cancer trenches. It sucks because Cancer's opposite sign is evil. Leo's opposite sign is evil genius. So like you just have to deal with the dark side of the collective. This is gang stalking. Okay. And hidden in the 12th house, there's certain expressions that you keep to yourself. And I want you to keep this narrative in mind, because once you progress past your rising sign in Virgo, you're coming out the spiritual closet. This does not mean you're hiding at all. In fact, if we look at your rising, you progressed into Libra. So the mastered potential and nature of your personality, which Virgo risings are legit. I don't think I'll get enough credit. It's progressed into Libra, so you've evolved your mastery into artistic expression that is now balancing the subjective quality of your behavior with the objective quality of everyone else in order to seek balance. Okay. It's really the oppositions and squares to your sun and to your central core energies, like the Sag square your moon, that's going to really trigger others because of the strength of your character and evoke jealousy. Hence, once again, the Mercury and Sun square, there's this very pathological mental disease and illness that people have where you can be minding your own business and they feel like you have to know how they feel about you. And it comes from a very childish place within people that's thoroughly entitled. And you naturally evoke this because you're strong. You also evoke respect from people, but you want to get used to it during this Leo transit until the full moon. Because coming through now into the expression of your full creativity, we still have to honor that you have Pluto and Scorpio. So Mercury progressing past the retrograde is going to give you greater voice to not inhibit your true thoughts. Shoot, even Pluto's direct now, which is rare, super rare. You had a Pluto retrograde, now you have Pluto direct. Because most of these fools are demon possessed, the light of your Leo energy is going to shine pockets on that darkness. And when you feel or sense people hating negatively, don't take it personally. Just imagine them with demon faces going, this is what's going to make people bring up all sorts of stupid, petty little reasons as to why they have to throw shade at you. Anytime someone has to justify negativity or whackness, they're either demon possessed or they're just, pathetic. So keep that in mind, because this is very much so a war. This is why I'm using rhetoric like this. It's happening in Gemini, it's happening in Cancer, it's happening in Leo. And I mean, Virgo, you think you're safe too, but your reckoning is coming. So prepare yourselves, because y'all be going hard. But if you don't think that the same people who are acting like they like you, will not crucify you like they did Jesus, guess again. So other than that, you are building spiritual strength with this progression, and it's important to know that you graduated. Once you progress past to 20 degrees of a zodiac sign, and you've had the full moon, you've mastered this sign. Like, I've had the full moon, but I still need to get to 20 degrees Cancer. Then I've officially mastered water bending, and I'm an avatar. Okay? You don't have Aries. You have outer planets in Sag. And so, you mastered fire bending, 29 degree Venus in Leo. You are a master of Earth, Virgo rising. You've mastered water. Okay? And air. Well, your Venus is progressed into Libra, so you're mastering currently air. So it's safe to say you're an avatar. You're completing that avatar process, which is rare. Okay, not everyone has an avatar out here in these streets. I'm just letting you know that right now. So toot your own horn. And we also do want to recognize still the alien quality of your soul that has inherited greater discernment through its transit into Sagittarius. The tightening over the next few months of this progressed moon in Sagittarius is doing a few things. One, it is clashing with your natal Virgo energy, and this is what's allowing you at an initial sense to have a different perspective of the way you analyze reality around you. the receptive quality of your Virgo moon makes you so keenly in tune with every detail as it relates to your personality. This is why you stay with them receipts real time. And now that the moon is in Sag, it's allowing you to configure these facts in a way to synthesize real meaning in ways that don't get twisted to oblivion. Because this is one thing I hate that people do with Virgo. It's kind of like how you can watch one experience and then somebody will say, it means, okay, for example, the way Virgo can get twisted is a fact that Jimmy held a cat in his arms. And so Sagittarius is, what does that fact mean? Gemini is what it is. So Gemini is, there's a cat, there's Jimmy. Virgo is, factually speaking, Jimmy is holding the cat. This is happening. And so this is what some idiots do. Because they twist, because Neptune is distorted with the lack of integrity, okay, they twist the meaning with Sagittarius and say, oh my gosh, clearly Jimmy is a dog hater. Because Jimmy is holding a cat, he hates dogs. Or someone can be more realistic and be like, Jimmy probably has an interest in cats if he's holding a cat. It's not a conclusive meaning, but it's a meaning nonetheless. And so this is what lends Sagittarius and Pisces to have infinite application, because everything is perspective, as some people like to say in misleading ways. And this now gives a perspective to see anything in any way. And this is the most crucial element of Gemini, because Gemini teaches you that there's one true perspective through the collective. And even though individuals have their own unique perspectives, there's only one truth, ultimately. And so those meanings have to, that's why Gemini opposes Sag. Because if Gemini didn't oppose Sag, Sagittarius will get away with making up everything. It's Gemini and Pisces. It's Gemini and Virgo that's like, okay, you said that, but that's not true. And Virgo's like, but that's not facts. Okay, so like it has to be aligned, everything you make up has to be aligned with what's real. Your imagination in Pisces has to be aligned with what's real, Virgo, for magic to even occur. And your visualization in Sag has to be aligned with truth in Gemini, so you actually know what you're saying. Okay, this is what formulates religion and philosophy. And so you're really going deeper into how to express greater courage and creativity in this fire chapter, which is very fascinating, because even though you are born a Virgo, and by the way, the dopest Cancer woman I've ever known have Virgo moon, Cancer sun. Like y'all are woke on another level. So like, even though you're naturally grounded, and having Earth doesn't make it a water sign emotional. So it doesn't mean you're not going to get moody, but like you grounded. Like you actually base a lot of your emotions on facts. All right, and at least some realistic perspective. But now you're a full-on fire sign, and that might be different for you. Like you're technically a Leo with a Sag moon, and it's still based on your Cancer sun. Like I want you to think of progressions as like evolution states. If we take Dragon Ball Z, Goku never started off as a Super Saiyan. He had to work his way up there through experiences. So like your base state is High Priestess, which is already powerful, by the way. So you already have a very powerful base state. And then you can evolve into Leo. Now it's not a Jupiter evolution. Some people have the Jupiter conjunct progress sun, which is literally like an evolution state. But this is more so like a gradual shift from your natural, sincere state to bold Leo queen. And this is shortly going to prepare for you to extend this evolution forth into a master's evolution. The cool thing about sextile progressions is you start to fully extend the nature of your Cancer sign. So the reason why you need to build boldness in Cancer is so that you can now perfect this expression like masters do in Virgo. And also you're going to gain great goodies as you pass Venus in another 8 years, and then you pass your moon in another 20 years. And this is literally you inheriting the power of your heart and soul. Okay? Super badass. And once again, because your Mercury is now at a position where it's passing your retrograde Mercury, your mind is switching to gain greater confidence past the checkpoint of Pluto, so that even though there'll be a bit of fear expressing the truth people are afraid to express, you overcome that and become stronger because of that. So I hope you enjoyed this Progress chart report. This stage of your progression is developing the fun that you can have expressing private facets of the spiritual nature of your soul. And this is going to lead into the coming next years, the Capricorn progression that's going to make you rich before you complete this with the full moon. Thank you very, very, very much for ordering this Progress chart report. It's definitely an honor. And, you know, now that you have stepped into the Leo Queen vibe, you Queen Natalia. Okay, even though the Cancer is Queen of Cups, so you were born royal. I like to think everyone is a queen at some level. But yeah, something to keep in mind. Get your diva on, and until next time,